Good morning, students. Today we will start with a new chapter, and that is a very important chapter of your subject biology, the cell. First of all, have you ever come across this word cell? What is cell? From where it has been discovered? Who discovered it? And how they come to know? How they have who else have discovered? How they have seen this a particular that it is cell only. So these all questions will be cleared by reading this chapter. Now let's start the chapter. As we know that what is brick? Brick is used to make house, buildings. Okay, see, like this is every small bricks we combine and we use to make the house. In a similar way, the cell, like small, this is a small cell. These all cells are combined, and by the help of this cell, a whole human being is made. That is only the cell. We, the human being or any living being, is made up of the cell. Okay. See, cell constitute of the basic structure of living beings. Student, please underline this word. Cell constitute of the basic structure of living beings. Basic structure. Whatever you can see in your body, the whole your body is made up of cell. Therefore, it is also known as the building block of living organism. Student, underline this word, that cell is also known as building block of living organism. Okay, any function performed by organism is an outcome of the activity of the cell. Like any function, if my hand is this, if I'm moving my hand, this hand is being moved with the help of cell. Similarly, any function, if you move your leg, if you start walking, you dance, you jump, you ride, anything, you blink your eyes, anything you do in your body, activities done by your body, that whole is done by a cell, but not only by the single cell, by combination of so many billion, trillion, so many of cells are combined, then only a body is formed, and then only any activity is performed. Okay. So a cell is what is a cell? A cell is a structural and a functional unit of life. Like function performed by any organism is due to the activity of the cell in its body. Right now I have told that any function performed in the body is due to what? Due to the cell present in the body. Okay. A cell can live independently. Here it is written that cell can exist independently. It can live independently. It doesn't need the help of any other to grow. Okay. And it's a smallest unit of the life. In the whole of our life, in the whole of our body, it is the smallest unit of the body, which is the smallest unit of the life. That is called cell. Okay. Now moving forward. Now, how this cell was discovered? How this cell was seen? It cannot be seen by our naked eyes. What do you mean by naked eyes? Naked eyes means bare eyes. Our eyes means how can I explain? I means if you are not wearing the specs, someone is using somebody may be using the specs. That is also that will be also called a naked eyes only. But if we are using a powerful lens and through that we are seeing, then that will be seen. The cell will be seen. So we cannot see the cell by our naked eyes. Cell can be seen by microscope, and my first microscope was developed by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. See, it is written, student, please underline. The first microscope was developed by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. He was a Dutch tradesman and a scientist. And it was what kind of microscope it was? It was a simple microscope. Why it is called a simple microscope? Simple microscope means the lens used in that microscope was single lens was used in that microscope. That is why it is called simple microscope. And it can magnify the things. Magnify the things means you can enlarge, you can zoom it. Okay, you can zoom it and see 300 times more than of their original size. Okay, see, this Antony van Leeuwenhoek has observed two things. First was that he has observed the blood cells in the capillaries of frog, and in that he has seen the minute things is that is small minute thing was that the cell, but he didn't give the name cell at that time. And secondly, he has observed a minute single celled organism in a drop of water. Okay, these two things he has observed, but still he has not named them as a cell. Later on, Robert Hooke, an English scientist, developed a compound microscope. Compound microscope, here it is called compound because it has used two lenses. How many lenses? Two lenses. And in a simple microscope, one lens was used. Okay, the main difference between simple and compound is that in simple microscope one lens was used, and in compound microscope two lenses was used. See, Robert Hooke has studied a thin slice of cork under his compound microscope and observed small box like structure, or you can say the room like structure, blocks like structure he has found in it. Okay, and this you can see here, it is given in your book, the picture. This is a cork cell, and this kind of structure he has noticed or observed in his compound microscope. Okay, the cork is, what is a cork? Cork is the outer layer of a bark of a tree. He called these box like a structure as a cell, like this box like a structure. See, you can easily see here small box. It is visible now. Small box. This small box like a structure he has named as each box he has called as a cell. A singular box he has called as a cell, and this whole like box like a structure was found in the cork, and from that only this cork was made. Okay, from here only it has got the name cell. And who has given the name? Robert Hooke. First time it was seen by the scientist Antony van Leeuwenhoek, but he didn't give the name. He didn't give the name cell. Who gave the name? Robert Hooke. Okay, and now I'll tell you what is the meaning of, from where it is derived. Cell, the word cell, from where it is derived? The cell has been derived from the Latin word cellula. Cellula means small compartment. Every cell has a lifespan. Every single cell has a lifespan. Okay, what is the lifespan? Lifespan means each human being, each living being has a lifespan. Lifespan means till from birth till death. At to what age, up to what year any living beings, any living thing, organism live on earth. That is called lifespan. Okay. Lifespan here it is every cell has a lifespan. Either it is a cell of human being or a cell of plant. Okay. All organisms start their life as a single cell. Like every human being. Every living being also, not only human being, can you say, every living being starts its life from a single cell, and new cell arises from pre-existing cell. Like this is a cell, Okay, the next cell will arise from this pre-existing. Pre-existing means from before the cell which is in the presence, is exists. That is called pre-existing cell. Okay. See, like I'll give you a small what flow chart how the organisms are formed. First, cell has come, then it become tissue, then organ, then organ system, and then finally organism. Okay. Now move forward. Now we will move forward. When cell was discovered, see the date in 1665 by Robert Hooke. See, Robert Hooke has observed only the dead cell of the cork. The wall of the cork was dead. That cell was dead. And when cell is called live, when there is a cytoplasm and the nucleus found in the cell, then it is called that cell is a live cell. This cell is said to be a living when it contains cytoplasm and nucleus. The two together make up the protoplasm. Which two together? This cytoplasm plus nucleus. These both together make the protoplasm. Now what is the cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is a fluid that fill up the cell. It is a fluid that fill up the cell, and it also help, or it is responsible for giving the cell its shape. What is nucleus? Nucleus is a very important element of the cell. About these all things you will learn or you will study in the further classes. Okay. Now moving forward, the cell theory. Before that, the branch of biology which deal with the study of cell is called cytology. The study of cell is called cytology. Okay. Now cell theory. As the day passes, in 19th century there was a more advancement in the technology. More new microscopes came developed, and the scientists also through that microscope also got the new knowledge. So what they have seen that in 1838 the German botanist Matthew Jacobs Hilden observed that different part of plant is also made up of the cell. And next in 1839 the German zoologist Theodor Schwann has also observed that in animal body is also made up of the cell. In 1855 the German doctor or a biologist Rudolf Karl Virchow has studied that. Already we have read that he has found that a new cell developed from the pre-existing cell. Okay. Now here it is a main point given about the cell theory. All living beings are made up of the cell. Cells are the basic structure and functional unit of all living beings. New cells arises by the division of pre-existing cells. So that's all for today. Students, your homework will be whatever I have taught about the cell, discovery of the cell, who discovered, what discovered, everything you have to write. You have to make a note of it and you have to make in your fair notebook. Okay, that's for today. Thank you.